Broadcast take you straight to Durban. Additional roadblocks have been set up as holidaymakers make their way to various beaches across the city. This is part of the city's safer festive season operation as the metro deals with the massive influx of visitors. Newzroom Afrika's Silethiwe Ndlovu joins us now live for more. Very good afternoon to you, Silethiwe. What's the response of commuters given the extra measures that have been put in place while they're traveling and making their ways to the holiday destinations?
A number of them are quite satisfied, Katleho, with the visibility of those different officials that we've been seeing around the city. But also there's been major concern when you are looking at those different beaches that we have here in Durban. You'll remember that not so long ago it was reported that there's been a number of drownings, and not only just about those drownings. We've also heard a number of times from the mayor of eThekwini regarding the projected number of those tourists that will be coming into the city this festive season. And I just want to bring him into the conversation just to get a sense of whether we have met those projected numbers. Mayor, thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon. I think firstly, let's start off with the fact that since you took office, what are some of the challenges that you have encountered leading up to what we can see now, where we find a number of tourists that have now made their way to Durban?
Well, I've set myself one objective, to keep the city clean. And so if you walk around, you see our city be in a good state. And that has extended even to residential areas, but we still have challenges there, because the responsibility of keeping the city clean cannot only be the task of the officials alone. It must be our collective responsibility as a nation. And we also have to ensure that we sort out our beach. As you see here, the beach is clean, the promenade is clean, and also to work hard on ensuring that when people are in the city, both our residents as well as our visitors, they feel safe. And that you can see it for yourself. In addition, to ensure that people are safe, we have released over 500 new police men and women, and we've given them over 170 high-performance vehicles. We also have police on horseback as well as others on bicycles. They are also in all tourism facilities, and we are investing. Just recently, we've developed our pool and what you call an Olympic-size swimming pool, so that when people are in the city, they feel happy. We are currently working on the stadium. We are developing, as you see, we are doing a facelift on the city. There is reinvestment that is going to happen in the city, especially on the beachfront. This is to ensure that we not only keep our city clean, but we grow, because when the city is clean, it attracts investors into the city, it grows the economy, it creates more jobs. Then we can talk about other things. To ensure there's water, there's no water supply outages, no electricity supply outages. Those are things that I've taken as my priorities, so as to ensure that people in the city, they live beautiful and they're happy to be in the city.
Perhaps then let's talk about those water restrictions. I know that earlier on it was stated that they have temporarily been lifted. Speak to us about that.
Well, yesterday we had an what you call an emergency meeting. Myself, the minister, National Minister, Pemima Jodina, the Deputy Minister, as well as Umgeni, Utogala Water Board, to discuss the water situation in the province. I presented that to them, the challenges that have come about as a result of the water curtailment, but the evidence now is that our water system, right from our dams into our water works and right into reticulation, has improved a bit. So it therefore necessitated a review. I'm happy that the minister eventually announced, because she was the one who was going to announce that there is a reprieve, we are relaxing the restrictions, at least for a period of a month, just to as a way of saying thank you to the city for the work well done. Look at the tourists. We didn't want the issue of water to affect our tourism as a whole. Because if we don't address the issue of water, we'll have cancellation, people going back home. So it's part of us being a responsible government.
Mayor, perhaps before we let you go, there was that major issue in terms of drownings being reported at non-bathing beaches. Perhaps firstly, just the overall state of those beaches. I know that you had said 20 of those 23 operational beaches, 21 are working and operational. Speak to us about the state of those beaches, and also speak to us about what you are doing today here. I know that you are having a walkabout.
Well, look, we have 23 bathing beaches in the city. 21 of them are safe and open, and as you see, they are all open. We also have more than 30 swimming pools to cater for. Basically, the beachfront is catering for all ages, from the babies right up to the elderly. But you see, there's a surprise that I got. I thought I had given up on the Reunion beach because it's been giving me some problems, but it's come back, it's now operational. If it was not because of the country club beach, otherwise we'll have 22 beaches operational. So I've withdrawn the country club bridge, and they've closed it. But again, it's a precautionary measure. My team is working on it, and as soon as we are done, we'll release it. If we eventually release it before the end of the festive season, it means that we'll have 22 out of 23 beaches open and safe for our visitors.
Yes, Mayor, thank you so much for speaking to us. I just want to bring in the Premier of KZN just to speak to us. Premier, thank you so much for your time. Perhaps just, your opinion on what you can see here. Do you think that we've met that projected number in terms of tourists coming into the city? I know that there was quite a bit of concern on whether we're going to meet those numbers.
Well, we said to the people must come to KwaZulu-Natal for this festive season, and people are here, and we're happy. From all over, some of them we met, they just told us that we got the message inviting us to KwaZulu-Natal as tourists, and we're here. And we're happy because that it helps the economy of our province. Hence, I'm quite adamant that even if you can go to Richards Bay, you'll find the same picture that you see here. You can go to the Shelly Beach in the south coast, St. Lucia in the north. You'll see the same picture. I think the KwaZulu-Natal really is in a good shape now, especially after COVID time and after the floods time. We are back on the right track, especially walking here in the beaches today for us, led by the Provincial Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, together with His Worship the Mayor, was to ensure that people are feeling safe and even to receive the feedback. You'll be surprised that amongst all of us here, people will recognize the Provincial Commissioner first, which is an indication that the work that is done by the police in the province of KwaZulu-Natal is good work. And when people are telling us that, we feel safe. So really, to us, we're happy as the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Mayor, thank you so much. And I think Provincial Commissioner, they are talking about safety, which is where I just want to bring you in. Any cause of concern going forward during this festive season?
Yeah, well, Christmas is gone past. We know there are a lot of people that are opening their cooler boxes this time around just so that they can enjoy themselves, running towards the New Year's Eve. We are concerned about the behaviors, to start with abuse of alcohol. People overdrink, and then they end up being reckless on the road. So we hope that they are going to behave this time around. So that's our biggest concern. That's why we're going to heighten our operations on the road in terms of roadblocks, vehicle checkpoints and the likes, so that we can check those that are driving under influence of liquor. And on top of that, we have, as you can see in this area where you're at, there's a lot of children that comes around in places like this. So when the adults don't pay attention on the young ones, we end up with a lot of kids that are missing. And we pick them up and we keep them in place of safety, and it becomes another struggle to look for the parents. So we want to urge the communities to be responsible and look after their little ones, and then don't getting overexcited and they forget to keep an eye on the young ones. So that's the second part. But other than that, as I said again, alcohol, gender-based violence remains a biggest problem, and alcohol influences a lot in terms of that. Just this morning, I'm sure you might have heard that another gender-based violence incident that happened in the south, where a boyfriend stabbed the girlfriend dead, and well, he's in custody now, he's been arrested. but it's just one of many incidents that we're experiencing in the province. The people that are having functions mostly in the rural part of our province, when they're having these traditional events that are taking place, and some of them knowing that they come from the mines, come from the Gauteng and other parts of the country, and they have grudges, which at times they come and they fight in the villages when they get to the province. Just this morning we woke up into the news of another triple murder that happens. The reason is unknown in one of the rural areas of Nongoma. In the middle of the night, 3 people that were just shot in the dark, and nobody knows what actually transpired in there. So we'll have to investigate. And those people were coming from a function that was held in one of the homestead. So we don't know whether it's part of those faction fights or not. But we are going to pursue those things. So those are the biggest worries for us. And we urge the communities and all our guests to behave responsibly. Whether they're having issues against each other, they must find another peaceful way of resolving those issues.
Commissioner, thank you so much for speaking to us. Mayor, just to end off with you, there is that issue of drownings that has just been spoken about by the Commissioner. Where are we on that? Any concern in terms of those drownings? Any concern in terms of those children that have also been getting lost recently?
Well, let me start by children who are getting lost, and we've taken strong measures to ensure that they get immediately reunited with their parents even before they close off business. We have procured armbands, which would have a name of a parent as well as the telephone number, that in case there's a separation, we're able to trace the parent. We have employed childminders who are looking after the kids. You saw our swimming pools are overflowing, and last week the figures I got was that over 700 people have passed through 700,000 people have passed through our swimming pools. The numbers has increased phenomenal. And so I'm happy with what we see. When it comes to drowning, I should report that the incidents happened outside the designated areas. I don't know how much, how much we can drum up to say people must bath or swim in the designated areas, because in those areas we have our lifeguards who are highly alert. We have rescue and search and rescue people on site. Remember, you saw the joke here, and the provincial committee had to ensure that the joint operation happens right on the center. Joint operation center is right on the beach front, so that the reaction doesn't take any time and before it arrives to the situation. So that's the situation I think we're happy. And again, we want people who come to our beaches drunk, because those are the ones who are causing a lot of problems.
Mayor, thank you so much for speaking to us. The Mayor of KZN, KZN Premier, and the Police Commissioner, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, speaking to us about those safety concerns that the city recently had. And as you heard from that conversation, there are a lot of boots on the ground this festive season, which is why those tourists and locals should also be quite careful when they are making their way here to those different areas in Durban.
Certainly, those authorities on high alert. And of course, as you spoke there to the Commissioner and him highlighting some of the prevalences when it comes to GBV, a little later on we will be speaking, Silethiwe, to Advocate Madumisa, especially around the plight of GBV within that province of KZN. So thank you so much for bringing us that update.